Oh yeah, like last
big
time,
chuckle.
right? Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to Chronicles of the Coast. As always, we enjoy our breaks around here, so when we say 5, expect 10. But we will come back. We always come back. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream so far. I know I sure am. A little bit of a bundle of nerves, but I think it's going to get worse as we go.
We're doing great.
But yeah, so just a quick just a quick discourse. So far this is kind of the introduction to the world of Kryn, and it's only gonna go downhill and fast from here. So buckle up as we get going, guys. You have been freed from prison after 5 long years, 7 days early. So. Congrats to you. Thanks to your newly found good buddy, Nigel Dinsmore, who was able to grant your early release due to a very unfortunate and sad circumstance, that being the great and illustrious lawyer and friend of yours, Ispin Greenshield, having passed away, where a funeral will now be held in the city of Vogler. You were summoned by a Knight of the Crown named Becklin Uth Viharen. And this is a name that you do not recognize, by the way. Ispin never brought her up. Ispin never discussed her. For all you know, this person may or may not be a dear friend of his, but anyone claiming that Ispin has passed away deserves to at least be looked into. And it seems like that's what you guys plan to do exactly. You've been surreptitiously abandoned, essentially, at the banks of the Vingard River. You've been given your packs, which contain rations, arms, armor.
It's the same rations from 5 years ago.
Yeah, they are dusty, bro. But
hardtack doesn't go bad, baby.
Yeah, those Salamnic rations, man, they stay strong. So. You guys got some food, you got some stuff. No horses. You're on foot.
Immediately go into survival mode and start looking for berries and hunting animals and getting some real food.
Yeah, absolutely. Game is plentiful around here. You guys are actually on the banks of the Vingard River. Why don't you give me a survival check?
Yes, sir.
Crescendo.
8.
8. So with an 8, you're easily able to gather up some berries, some edible roots. You're able to go ahead and pull some fresh water from the river itself. You, looking into the river as you're pulling the fresh water with your 8 of a survival check, you do clearly see that there are fish in the river. Yeah, and
can't get 'em.
They seem to be...
Here, use this. I hand you a pike.
Yeah, they seem to be plentiful. You've heard tales of things like poles that allow you to help fish and stuff like that. Maybe, given some time, you could try fashioning one of those and seeing what happens. This particular part of the river is at somewhat of a bend, so there are some shallower areas, some reeds on the banks and stuff like that, so potential fishing. You hear some frogs, so there's better game that could possibly be found.
Sure.
It's just
got food for us. Oh! It's not very much.
yeah.
It's a handful.
Kendra's belly's there. He's gonna fill.
It's like a lot to him, and then I reach over. It's like,
Hey, the lights went out about a mile away from here about a couple hours ago. And my business lost lights, too.
Yeah.
So if we lose power, everybody, we'll be back as soon as we can.
I'm taking my clothes off.
Yeah. If we lose power, come back. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Just peek through one finger when you turn the stream back on, just to see what happens.
And demonetize your band.
Yeah.
Shit just got too weird on Chronicles when they restarted. It was a no-go.
Yeah, it was just like it came back on and everybody was in a hot tub.
Yeah.
There's bikini hot tubs. We can joke about it.
10 more followers.
We should do a session in the hot tub.
I like it, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
So Kresh comes back and he thinks he did really good, and you guys are like, meh.
Is this poisonous?
I'll be more than happy to help him by using my background of Wanderer,
Oh.
where I can find food and fresh water for up to 5 people, as long as it's available.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll go with Crash.
Okay. So with that, We could do one of two things. You can either make your own survival check, or you can give your friend Crush advantage on his survival check to kind of try again, as you point a few things out.
Yeah, yeah. Just guide him
I think
gently.
you should probably roll yours.
I don't even know if I've got the skill of
It
survival.
doesn't matter. Your wisdom's better than mine.
Too bad we sat at home studying all those years and didn't do much hunting or foraging.
Oh, brother, you can still
right,
use your
well.
arms to chop wood. And I hand you a hand axe.
Aren't you done with chopping? We've been chopping rocks for 5 years.
No, not better than 8.
That's a
Hey, you know what they say. Hoes who can't get wood.
solid 7.
All right.
But it is a background ability.
I mean, we've been in the mine.
Essentially, having been kept like pets for the last 5 years and fed anytime you were hungry, you guys are like, oh, it's hungry time. Where's the food person? Crash? Crash does his best. He's usually the food person. But
Take my staff and I cast firebolt in the water trying to kill a fish.
Yeah.
The water, God, fire, water, bad.
yeah, so
And
you guys spend a lot of time just kind of goofing, enjoying yourselves, foraging. It's your first day out of jail, man.
It doesn't smell like rock and
You
shit.
wearing your armor again?
I need help. Can you help me put it on, Crash?
But of course I'll help you to put it on, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Wait, but I mean, we're not going to fight anyone on the travel between here and there, right?
Brigands.
Brigands! I hope. Like,
Let's
cool.
fight some brigands.
Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky and we can eat some wolves.
All right, in the armor you go.
In the distance, as dusk descends.
Jinxed us, brother.
It's okay, guys. I've got a torch.
Yeah.
And I can't see in the dark.
And with that, dusk is actually descending. Yeah.
Oh my god. It's
Good thing you started the torch.
Yeah. Dusk is actually descending.
I've got 10. Does anybody else want a torch?
You do find amongst your items a couple other items that you didn't have before, one of them being a tent. Probably big enough for the 4 of you if you guys would like to.
So nice.
I definitely
use
have
that.
a 10 and a bedroll.
There's also some beverages, a couple, I guess, jugs of some, I don't know, you guys haven't opened them yet, but there's some jugs of what appear to be maybe ale or
Oh, Eric.
wine or who knows what.
Must be poison.
Must be poison.
I'll try it.
Must be poison. And so with dusk descending, you have a choice before you. Would you guys like to set up camp, or would you like to continue traveling?
Oh. You guys, I never got to donate your money. I still have it. I still got your 10 silver. I mean, steel.
10?
A piece. It was your payment for the job that we did.
10.
Well, I mean, I'll be more than happy to take it. I mean,
I
it's
have
not
like
I can
over
spend it right
100.
now.
What?
Weird. 10. Weird. That's so weird, Guppy.
Well, it's not very much. Weren't we going to give like each family like 200
Liar.
or something?
No, it was actually like 700 a piece. It was crazy a lot.
Well, let's
There was 650 we gave back to our father.
let's set up tent, and then we can discuss this tonight over whatever we have found to eat. There's no point in traveling in the dark. None of us can see in the dark.
Yeah. Apparently, official kinders can't see in the dark.
Hell yes! That's right.
That sucks.
You see this? It's a
Strike
torch.
again.
You can see in the dark as far as this torch can light.
Damn.
Well, as we know, there are hostiles in the land. The knights are obviously off, tramping off to go fight somebody. So maybe we should set up tent and post watch and call it a night.
Oh, okay. You guys do anything to like make the campground sturdy and secure?
I pamper it.
I can play music.
So you do, Crash.
I think abjuration would be the spell school we'd be looking for there. For,
yeah,
for
how
I
do you
lost
guys-
most of my magical ability in the mines, not having studied much, and I haven't had a chance to like really get down and dig into my book. So like I really don't have a lot of my abilities.
Yeah,
Had
because you
that
haven't been able
core.
to study it every day.
I did have some, and I was able to kind of keep up a little bit.
Have you
but
just been remembering the same like 10 spells for the last
Well, no,
5 years?
Sir Greenshield has managed to bring me pieces of knowledge and things to read so that I can kind of refresh.
That's what the loose pieces of paper were in the books?
That you used as toilet paper, brother? Yes, that's what they were.
It was the best wiping. I'm sorry.
I know, brother. That's why I had to keep
Didn't
bringing
even have
We
to
all
crumble
use
more than a
those.
few times.
I
to-
never
all
did
used
figure out
those.
how that
You all
Needed
used
something to read while I was sitting at the.
I'm sorry, I'll never figure out how that book ended.
So as the
5 years of reading
wilting
those, and I never
melody
learned
of
Salome.
crescendos,
I have an ocarina right now.
ocarina begins to sort of ring out across the landscape.
Um,
Ooh, with Songbird.
Rose,
Songbird singing with us.
begin sort of looking through your books and your items, and what you actually find as you open your spell book is that while your capability to summon the greater magic that you once had access to is diminished, the spells themselves still remain inscribed in your spell book. It's your spell book as it existed before you were imprisoned. So the spells themselves remain inscribed within the book. And as your mind begins to...
I deleted them.
Well, you're going to have to get it back.
Yeah. As your mind begins to wander along arcane paths, I'd like for you to actually give me an Arcana check.
I can do that. It's a low roll.
Oh, man.
It's a 6.
The first 2 rolls of one
Two.
year,
It's
man.
a 6. It's a 7. I rolled 7.
It's a 7.
What I rolled.
Every
We're all really horrible.
mage is...
Sorry, it's 9.
It's
I'm
a
just
9.
gonna keep throwing numbers. It's 9.
It's
Plus
okay.
5. Achievement
Yeah.
I'm skilled in that. I'm skilled in Arcana. Funny thing that a mage would be skilled in or proficient in Arcana.
So with your skills, with your training, and with having been able to be kept up somewhat on current events from your friend Ispin Greenshield, gazing at the stars as you set up camp, you notice a couple things. 2 things, actually, that are very important. First thing that you notice, and that shakes you to your core, is that the constellations representing the great platinum dragon Paladine and the queen of darkness Takesis are missing from the sky.
Wait, both are?
They both are.
Okay. That's scary.
Friends, there's some stars missing. There are 2 constellations
probably
that
just
are
a cloud,
no longer
brother.
there. And because of the orientation and what else is usually in the sky, like they should be there compared to what else is usually there. Like they're missing.
The other-
Can you hear them?
The sky, the stars.
I've told you. The gods return and they speak.
Wait, does that mean they come out of the constellations, Shep?
They are here again.
So there wouldn't be a constellation to see them, right?
I would assume that that's how that works. That when they left, they went to their constellations. But if the constellation is gone, then I would assume that the god has returned. And I've been telling you guys for 5 years that they've returned.
Right, I almost killed myself like a couple times like to prove that. I get you.
And we were climbing the walls. I remember that. Everybody kept saying, there's no way you can make cleats out of those.
Are the constellations in the room with you right now?
Yeah, they're back, but
I'm
they came from
sensing
the
a
sky.
family member with the letter S.
A through Z.
So yeah, and we saw you perform magic that I know nothing about. And so, we were inclined to believe you during the trial.
We're definitely believers, right?
Yeah, we believed. We've always believed, Guppy, that
What about
the
the other?
gods.
What about the other
Shep.
gods?
Sorry, Shep.
Are they still up there?
Yeah, do you see Habakkuk? Our god, of course.
Frenchalla, bro?
Yeah, my constellation's been gone for a minute, right?
Your eyes immediately drawn to the constellation of Habakkuk, you find that it is not gone from the sky, but while it does not appear to be gone from the sky to your eyes, it shines brighter, more luminescent. You're able to almost immediately draw your vision to it as if you know precisely, you could almost sense it. and you see it shining brightly, the vision of the Blue Phoenix, the constellation of the Blue Phoenix, alighting the sky. And even you, Shep, with your knowledge of some of the movements of the gods and the spiritual and the divine, as you're speaking with Rouge, the second thing that you are able to realize and even communicate together with Shep is that the moons of Kryn seem to be working their way towards a convergence. Something that happens about once every year and a half or so. A convergence that is known as the Night of the Eye, when the white moon of Salinari, the red moon of Lunitari, and the black moon of Nuitari converge to the image of a giant eye in the skies of Kryn. It's not happening tonight, but you see the signs of it occurring based on the movements of the stars, and as you guys kind of look them over and
Like a lunar
discuss amongst
eclipse?
each other.
So
Essentially.
it's the only time that you can really see the black moon. So the black moon's usually not visible, and so it's one of those rare times where they.
Brother, keep explaining it to me like I'm an idiot.
Don't I always explain everything to you like you're an idiot?
Yes, do it. Come on, keep doing it. So all the moons come together and make a big black eye.
Wait, why can't we see the black moon?
Because the sky is black at night and the moon is black, and black on black. Not going there.
You're so
I
smart.
see- I read books, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Would you? I can teach you to read books.
Please.
Do you want to learn to read?
I can read. I can read just fine.
If you had to guess, you'd say that it's about 2 or 3 days off. Tough to tell.
So I'm not sure what to say about the constellations now then, but things seem to be shaking up both up there and down here, and that doesn't seem to be a coincidence.
Can I do like a religion check to see if I have any knowledge or memory of it, or history? I've got history to see if I remember it ever happening in the past, like constellations disappearing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I suck less. That's 22.
22.
See us all cheering for a 17. Imagine what happens on a crit.
Imagine what happens. Nothing.
Somebody gets.
Yeah.
Someone has to take
Just kidding.
clothes off.
Anyway,
You recall from your studies, and this is a pretty well-known fact, the last time the constellations disappeared from the night sky was during the Second Dragon War, which was made famous by, and Guppy, you know this as well, was made famous by the hero Huma Dragonbane.
hell yeah.
The last time that he banished Takesis from Kryn during the Second Dragon War is when the constellations vanished from the sky, the last known time.
Glory to Magus, his mage friend.
Indeed. A little-known historical figure and companion to Huma Dragonbane, Magus.
Which they think is all heretism, right, brother? Because remember we brought that up, and they're like, heretics.
I don't remember, brother.
Anyway,
I think they're just saying this like
they don't like Huma.
far past.
The knights are conflicted when it comes to magic use.
So, this has happened before.
This has happened before, friend. Long time ago during the Huma days, and the last Dragon Wars.
Did we notice this, like while we were in prison? Or is this like brand new?
You guys just didn't really
We don't look at it.
have that time. There wasn't a lot of freedom. There was always haze and smoke from the mines. And it just wasn't exactly a part of your daily life to study these constellations.
There was no reason to look at the stars when we weren't free.
Yeah. Plus, where you were was a very specific gap in the sky,
What they
basically.
say is from the gutter you can only see the stars.
I like that.
Oh man. That's very interesting.
Well, I was gonna say, what are your guys' plans after the funeral? I mean, are you gonna go home or go back to our old lives? I mean, we're almost all disgraced. I mean,
My friend, we have a giant threat of draconians that are going to attack.
We're honor bound to stand up
Okay. No,
For those in
I
need.
wasn't running. I was just saying, this isn't our fault. We tried to fix it once, and we got blamed for it. Do you guys want to do that twice?
Yes.
3, 4 times, 5 times. We should never stop trying to regain our honor and prove our innocence.
Okay.
As my father always said, goodness is best.
So we're a band now, right? We're all brothers from this point. We went to prison together.
Yes.
We fought evil together.
Yes, you're just putting this together now.
No, I'm putting
You got
us
all the
together
intelligence,
this whole time.
and he got all the bronze.
He's not the strength.
Listen,
I love you, my
We should
friend.
swap heads and just kill the body.
no, I'm just saying that now we're all linked. There's no going back from this point. We all fight together and die together.
And Guppy, as you
We're not gonna die.
as you say this to yourself, we're all gonna die together. We're gonna
Roll
fight together.
it!
You actually you have a moment where your mind just like flattens out and it pans out across all the possibilities that ever could have happened.
Holy
You
shit.
going to prison, you guys not being friends, you going back and being with
Echo Knight
Kesha,
thing?
you going to Vogler, and
Vogler.
there's this creeping awareness that is edging at the corners of your mind where you're just beginning to see the possibilities as they could exist. It's nothing beyond a creeping awareness, but it exists there at the edges.
I think I feel a little bit of my power coming back.
Power.
Shep, it's getting cold. Your friends are done setting up camp. There's no meat to cook, but there could be a fire to be had.
I mean, I could get out my kit and make a fire.
Okay.
I definitely don't have any spells that'll help for that.
Nope.
Oh wait,
I mean, these lit
does
torches.
thaumaturgy?
Indeed.
That does torches, right? Flames to flicker and brighten, harmonious tremors, instantaneous sound.
You're looking for prestidigitation, right?
I don't have prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Well, there are more mundane means of
Yeah,
starting
I
a
know.
fire.
I have the ability to light my lantern, so I have the ability to light a fire.
And so you do. You manage to put together a meager fire pit. You light it with some of the gathered wood from the surrounding areas.
I've got a tinderbox too, brother. You can use this.
Yeah, I'm sure you brought back enough fiber.
I also just shot fire into the water, which I don't know why I did that. It was silly.
Does you need to like hit
Just
an object?
flexing,
like,
bro.
aim
Just
at it?
flexing. It's been a
I'm
while.
hungry.
Yeah.
It's just so, I just tried
Put
to.
together a nice little tinder pile, Roger.
I take my staff and firebolt into the.
I love it when we work together.
Yeah.
Kresh, you light the fire. And your friend, no, I'm sorry, not Kresh, Shep, you light the fire. And your friend Kresh leans in, blows on it, and almost supernaturally, inhumanly, almost in a terrifying way, his cheeks puff out inordinately, his brows furrow, his head almost swells to a massive size, and breathes the most massive breath of air onto this flame. It flares to life. Your vision blinds for a moment. You feel the heat of the fire, and you hear the screams of your people as you are once more transported back to that time and place that started this journey for you. You hear the clashes of steel off in the distance, the roaring of fire as it swoops down from an unknown source above you, something more powerful and terrible than your brain can possibly imagine, the heart-stopping terror. As your legs and arms begin to quiver, you look around, smoke everywhere, your companions gone, the tent gone, the surrounding river gone, and you're left in your village frantically searching for somebody, something, your home, your people, your house. You come across a wounded villager. Help, help, as they sort of lean over and clutch something to their chest. Shep, is that you? Help.
Yes, brother. How can I be of help? How? What? Where? What is...
You lean down to roll them over and ask them, what can I do? How can I help? And you see nothing but a smoking mass of flesh. They're dead. In their crispened, blackened hands, they clutch what looks to be a jewel or an item of some sort. As their fingers fade away into dust and bones, you see what looks to be a jewel in the rough shape of the blue phoenix of Habakkuk. Reaching down, I assume, to grab it?
Oh, yeah, if you're done, yeah.
Shep, don't reach into the fire.
You're not there. None of you are there. You reach down to grab the jewel, and as your fingers touch it, you feel a pulse of divine energy, and like a thunderclap, a circle of divine energy blasts out from around you, clearing the smoke, the flames, the fire. You are once again transported back to the camp of your friends, only they're nowhere to be seen. You don't see any of them. It's like you're alone there, and you feel something tugging at you, just off in the direction of a piece of flattened, forested area that was sort of cleared by the burst.
So the fire's still there, the tent's still there, just no people.
Their packs are there.
I look to my hands. Is the gem still there?
Disappeared with the flash.
Okay, then I will look around.
As you look around, you do see the faint glimmerings just through the low underbrush. This is a sparsely wooded area, but there was a lot of brush and a tangled sort of copse of bushes and trees that was there when you had first camped. It seems to have been flattened by the shockwave. And you see the tip of a crumbling stone structure sort of protruding out from some of the vines.
I'm curious, but I'm also worried that my friends aren't here. I'll call out. Hello?
Your voice echoes among the reeds of the Vanguard River. No one answers you.
Well, this isn't good.
You see that the roof of this structure is pierced by the trunk of a tree that is much larger than one that should exist on this rocky stone plain.
Yeah, I'll look around again just to make sure that, it's just, I'm just me and some building over there.
It's just you.
I'm going to slowly make my way towards it then.
As you do, you see that a large empty door frame appears to lead inside, a patch of darkness sort of greeting you as you approach this door.
I'm going to get out my lantern and use it to light my way.
And so you do. The lantern flaring to life immediately, comforting even, flickering, not supernaturally like it once did, but with a strong glow. And as you approach, you see...
I whisper a small prayer under my lips, Habakkuk, light my way.
And so you feel that he is with you. Glancing up, you do notice that the constellation of Habakkuk remains strong in the sky. And as you take your first step through the doorway of this crumbling stone structure, you see that the tree that was visible from the outside breaks through the ruins' marble floor, even, and stretches up through the collapsed ceiling, and surrounding it are broken statues that line the remaining walls, standing in crumbling alcoves.
Okay. Any indication of what the statues are of? Like,
Why don't you give me a religion
recognizable-
check?
right. I raw dog religion too. All right.
Raw dog.
14. Just no training. just the feel, you know.
It's just a vibe.
Just a vibe.
And the vibe you have caught, my friend, because you see surrounding you statues that depict the ancient gods of good. And additionally, interspersed amongst them, the gods of neutrality, and the 7 gods that represent the forces of evil. And
Whoa.
whoa. And
21 statues.
21
That's
statues.
a lot to fit in a small cottage.
A lot of stuff.
It's bigger on the inside,
Oh.
So much bigger on the inside. That's what he
smaller on
said.
the outside even. You are drawn, of course,
He, of course.
to the statue of Habakkuk, your chosen patron deity. It essentially resembles a blue phoenix in rebirth. In some places it is crumbled, and in the places that it is crumbled, namely along one outswept wing, one talon, a portion of the phoenix's tail, half of the beak is sort of crumbled and broken. Most of the skull remains intact, but one eye is actually crumbled and broken away. And in those places where the statue is broken, a sort of black, purple, and blue umbral aura seems to take the place of the broken areas. So even though the statue itself is broken, it appears whole to your eyes. And the other statues, by comparison, simply appear to be crumbled and broken.
I'll run my hand across it and wonder.
And you do. And as you do so, your hand comes to rest on something that you didn't immediately pick out among the umbral aura and the broken crumble of the statue. And as your hand stops there, you feel the familiar contours once more of the jeweled blue phoenix. And before you can even think to grab it or pull it off or how that happens, as you move your hand, it finds its way into your fingers.
Oh.
Staring at it, wondering at it, you feel another pulse of divine energy. Blinking, opening your eyes, coming back to reality. The crumbling stone edifice gone. The thicket that was never there before, gone. Your friends laughing, joking. Kresh just backing away from the campfire, having just blown his breath into it to help it rise as you built it. The scene exactly as you left it, moments before slipping into this dreamlike state. The only difference is, still remaining in your hand, is this blue phoenix gemstone.
Shep, do you want hot water? I'm asking you because everybody's saying if you want hot water or not. Do you want this hot water?
Hot. Something just happened.
Somebody light this fire better.
Keep blowing, windbag.
I idly toss
blow
a piece
so
of wood
good.
on the fire. Yeah.
It just goes out. You can't throw big pieces on Shep, but I
Okay.
grab it and I take it off
Okay.
real quick.
Hit it again.
Tossing a piece of wood onto the fire, sparks alight the night sky. Your confused gaze follows them for a brief instant, drawn as always to your constellation. You see now that it is not there.
Oh.
So I'm gonna let them know what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when Kresh blew on the fire, I was there again. I was there on the day my village,
Wait, like right now?
right now. The day my village became my memory. the day we became one. I carry them with me now forever. And I was there again. And then I was here at a rundown temple, just over there. And a statue of Habakkuk, and the other gods too.
Like all the gods?
All the gods. And I felt drawn to my god, of course, and I found this.
What the?
Whoa. What's
And
that?
it came back with me
In a dream?
from the dream just now.
Sure you didn't find that in the mine. Sorry I asked, friend. Sorry I asked.
Brother, how can you question?
I'll show you my trick of where I hid it to get it out.
Listen,
Next time.
Shepherd.
That's
Shepherd.
too big. Much too big.
Okay. Shepherd.
For a kindred.
If I use logic and reason, my fault as a mage.
Please, ask away.
You said you found this. So how'd you get it?
It was at the foot of my god's statue. I reached out to touch the statue. I had never seen anything like it before. And my hand just gravitated towards a shape, and that shape became this.
What is it like? Describe it to me.
It is a blue gemstone that looks like a phoenix.
Like it's shaped like one?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Which is, I'm assuming I got my holy symbol back with my gear. Not the relic, not the faith thing or
What
whatever.
you got was your lantern.
Okay.
which-
Which is what I had been using.
Which is what
as-
you had been using.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
If you don't mind, friend, I could analyze it with the magic knowledge that I currently know. I don't want to offend.
You know what, brother? I trust you. Please do.
So I'm going to cast a ritualized version of Identify on the Phoenix.
Do you think he just had a vision with his
Third
head?
level spell.
It's a first level spell.
Identify.
Identify, it's still in my spellbook. First level. As a ritual.
I'm trying
Cool.
to figure it out.
Identify.
At this point,
Yep, it's a level 1 spell.
Yeah.
Identify.
I
Dope,
think the
let's go.
gods are I think the gods are with us, man.
So, identify.
Anything that we experience are in their design.
Okay. So they're physically. Wait a second. I look up. I don't see the celestial like anymore. Because he pointed it out to us earlier.
Oh, the constellation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The phoenix is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it.
Scratch all that. Not their stuff, my stuff. I'll scratch my stuff. Let's
Yeah.
just scratch that.
Brother. You get this, right?
I do. Yeah, I totally was paying attention.
No,
totally-
I know you
yeah.
were. I know you were trying to investigate that stone, but I'm telling you, you might want to be a little bit more careful. It might be a god.
Roj, as you're like trying to remember and like fumble through the ritual of Identify, you're like putting some sticks in the ground.
It's been 4 years.
You're like, wait. And Guppy's like, brother. You're like, yeah? What? What?
I forgot the pearl. I forgot to bring the pearl, and my spell fizzled. I thought I could. I just don't have what I need to. I just don't have it.
Yeah, kicking over your collection of jumbled rocks, bound vines and twigs. Your ritual spent. Your brother addresses you and confirms what you already feared, that the gods may be among you all, each in their own way, in their own time. And those of you who have an insight above 12.
I'm just at 12, so it's just like, meh, I don't get it.
Those of you who have an insight above 12 kind of think to yourself, well, if those gods are missing,
My baby's back.
what other gods are missing, right?
Yeah.
So
Shit. So is everybody going to
Shep,
be fighting for
looking up into the sky,
champion?
because this force is diametrically opposed to you, you do notice that the constellation of Zeboam is also.
Oh!
Yes, of course. Stupid fish people.
Fucking starfish. You lick mine.
In fact, it might be easier now just to pick out the ones that aren't where they're supposed to be.
Indeed.
Are they all there? I don't have the astronomy skill, so I.
You've got eyes,
religion.
right?
That'd be religion,
Yeah, it'd
I
be
think.
religion.
Oh yeah. Let me roll my non-religion skill again.
I help him with my human.
Give myself guidance.
You can do that.
I rolled an 11.
Look,
I rolled an
buddy,
11.
it's
Suck
really-
it.
you really
Come on
need to-
now. Get a good roll.
Maybe use that gem to help you.
Why is religion intelligence? That doesn't make any sense.
Ah, right.
It doesn't. Spending the rest of the night stargazing
I agree.
I rolled
and
a
combining what you all know of the constellations and the various different. I mean, it's no different than an Earth counterpart. We can all find the Big Dipper. We can all find the Little Dipper. We can all find Orion's Belt. We can all find some of these major constellations. And as you look,
They could see these on like certain times of the year. God damn it!
yeah, the gods and goddesses that are most important to you all try to like point out and pick out. You do see that the constellation of Branchala does remain in the sky.
Oh,
You, Guppy, are dismayed, possibly. I suppose I'll leave that up to you.
oh, definitely.
To find that the constellation of Kiri Jolith does, in fact, remain in the sky.
Damn it!
The personage of Habakkuk, who is also the patron for the Knights of the Crown, as mentioned, is now in play and seems to have been brought down from the heavens at the connection between you and your god.
Shep, don't show that to any knights.
In terms of the
Show what?
that gem.
Exactly.
Oh, the gem.
in terms of the moon, the moons, they've never had a constellation. Their constellation is the moon, and they, of course, remain in the night sky.
And I'm not super religious. Just
Right.
that I give word of mouth to
Yeah.
the white moon.
So
Give you power.
you guys spend time talking, going over, details, constellations. It gets late, and you all rest for the night.
I keep singing
Yeah.
and looking up at Bronchala's constellation and expecting a change. Like
Just trying to seduce it.
I am actually thinking that my singing will bring Bronchala to Earth or to Aslan, and I'm expecting the constellation to change. Like
Yeah.
my conviction is so strong.
Yeah, as the night grows on, Kresh's pained, desperate music begins to take on a more and more haunting quality, as with all of his big heart, he reaches skyward with his music, with notes and tones that have not been able to be accessed.
We need you.
And you play until your lips are parched, your chest is bereft of breath,
Collapse and sleep.
and you collapse in sleep, dreaming of a world with Branchala's arms wrapped around yours. But it remains elusive. You awaken to the low, crackling embers of the night's fire, still banked into the coals from the evening before. It's just past dawn, and it's a warm, waters of the Vingard River flow behind you, and the day is seemingly filled with promise and freedom. As you guys really realize for the first time, you're not prisoners anymore. You can go and do whatever you want, but the call of your friend in a nearby town of Vogler is heavy on your hearts. And it's a few days' journey to arrive there.
Can we start our journey and take a quick rest? Or quick break?
Yep, quick break.
All right.
We start our journey.
Yeah.
go back to Chronicles of the Coast. That was pretty damn close to a 5-minute break. So I think we all deserve a pat on the back for that one. If you got a drink, drink them. And
Cheers.
Of course, non-alcoholic on stream.
I'm drunk. So good.
I'm gonna say that right now.
So anybody who's just tuning in, we just had a pretty poignant moment with our cleric Shep and his
Phone going dead.
god Habakkuk.
Oh, I hope you heard what he said.
Yeah. If you didn't hear what he said, that's okay. Let's just say that he found religion.
It
For
was,
real.
It was beautiful. It was warming. It was moving.
It was touching. And
It's the best of the night so far. I mean,
essentially what happened is what we've come to realize is that there are several gods in play among the world of Kryn, and specifically centered around the vicinity that, lo and behold, our heroes managed to find themselves. And so with that, they are on a journey to attend the funeral of their good friend Ispin Greenshield in the town of Vogler. It's a few days' journey to arrive there, and other than the events with our friend Shep, it has so far been uneventful. They have traveled downriver of the roaring, raging, very infamous Vingard River, ever creeping their way towards the town of Vogler, enjoying their freedom. They were prisoners recently, and they are, dare I say, frolicking in their newfound
hunting, eating.
ability to just really do whatever the hell they want.
Only about these rations.
With some of their survival skills, they've managed to fashion some rudimentary fishing poles. They have done some fishing on the Vingard River. They've caught some of the trout and other salmon that swim in the rivers there, some pikes, I suppose, and other things. And as they approach the town of Vogler, they're about a day's ride outside the town of Vogler, and it's the night of their last journey on the road. And it is on this night that an auspicious event occurs that only occurs about once every year and a half on the world of Kryn, and that is when the 3 moons converge, one into the other, to give the impression of a giant eye staring down among the mortals. And this is a very important night for the Order of High Sorcery, as it represents the unity of their order. The white moon stands for those of purity and good. The red moon stands for those who seek to keep the balance of magic between good and evil. And of course, the black moon represents those evil dark hearts who seek to manipulate the weave of magic for their own will. But the orders themselves work in harmony, though the magic does not. And it is on this backdrop, Roj, that you find yourself feeling more at peace than you have in the last 5 years. The penumbra of power radiating down from the 3 moons, the hope of the journey and being with your friends, free with your brother, out from under the thumb of your tyrannical father and his ridiculous dreams for you that you never wanted in the first place. You're free to pursue your magic, to pursue your craft. And with those visions of near fantasy in your mind, you are striding out slightly ahead of the party. You notice that your companions are 30, 40 paces behind you, a smile on your sardonic face for one of the first times in a while, not something that you want everybody else to see. It's an important night, and ahead of you rises what can only be described as a barb in the night sky. A jagged half-ruined spire of gray stone seems to be drawing closer to you in the distance. And more than that, it seems to be appearing as you approach it. You've heard of this. This is one of many, call it a gateway, call it a proving ground. Those who seek or aspire to join the mages of high sorcery, they come to these magical locations during the Night of the Eye to prove themselves, to quest, to determine if they're worthy of the magic that they seek to manipulate. It's usually nothing more than a ruin. But its construction, like many of these other locations around the entire world of Kryn, they almost always predate the Cataclysm. At a time when the mages of high sorcery were at their zenith, when there was more than 2 sad towers that existed across the world of Kryn. But tonight, on the Night of the Eye, when Kryn's moons align, the ruin is alive with magic once more, and soft light shines from an archway leading into the structure.
Look behind me to see if I can see my friends.
You do.
Brother, what's wrong? Oh, that was a wily fish.
Not for you, brother. Never mind. So I venture forward. Do I recognize this from any of my teachings?
Yeah, you actually recognize it as the structure known by the name of the Barb.
The Bard.
Barb.
Barb. The
Yep.
Barb. I approach it. Being joyful and happy as I am, I will approach the Barb.
Approaching the Barb, you can see that there's a very clear entrance, a stone archway with a sort of magical light that radiates out from inside of it. If you choose to enter it,
I do choose to enter it.
the arch opens into a large atrium lit with flaming sconces and adorned by grand tapestries depicting Kryn's 3 moons. Doors circle the room. The light of the moons cascades through broad windows high above. At the center of the room stands a serene woman with long gray hair and red robes. She nods as you enter. Her hands are each inside of the sleeves of her robe, and she nods at you.
I nod back. Good evening.
Greetings, Aspirant Roge. I am Rovina, caretaker of the Barb.
May I ask what brought you here, or what brought me to you?
As always, Aspirant Roge, it is the magic that brings us together, each within our order.
As the magic brings together all things in the world and binds the world.
Indeed. A true disciple, then, to understand the ways of magic, as you seem to.
I try to, but there's much to learn. I do not know a minuscule amount of what there is to know, but I will learn.
And as you say that, she begins a slow pacing rotation, gazing at the tapestries. Indeed, in order to learn, you must forget everything that you know. For the true path to knowledge lies in a willing and eager mind. Is that not true?
I would agree. I think there's always more to learn. There's always more to know, and no one can know everything.
And does your knowledge and thirst for it know no bounds? And as she says that, her eyes linger on the black moon of New Atari.
Ooh. We're not there yet. We're just like slowly walking up.
Or do you seek a passive thirst for knowledge, a balance among all things?
I think there is a separation between knowledge and maybe power. I seek knowledge, not necessarily power. And so knowledge can be benign or powerful, but it is not for the sake of power alone that I seek to grow my knowledge of magic.
So, as she turns back to you once more, what is it that you wish to do with this knowledge and power that you hope to acquire, that the magic will help you achieve?
Well, I would do what I've always done and help those who cannot help themselves. I mean, it's magic should be utilized by everyone to create water, to create food, to create fire. It should be shared and utilized by those who would, be needful. Yeah.
Taking a few quick strides forward, she stops abruptly in the light of Solinari's moon shining through the windows above. So you seek to do good in this world.
Well, we should all seek to do good in this world and be honorable and share our knowledge and teach those who would be willing to learn.
Indeed. Then you should begin. Enter. And she gestures towards one of the doors.
Enter I will.
Which door?
One of the doors.
The one that opens.
Are they all the same? He
asking.
didn't describe them.
I'm asking, maybe it's like
dark doors.
maybe it's
She beckoned me through a door.
I'm asking, maybe it's just like, the doors for like Christmas and like the door for Halloween, and the door that's for Valentine's
Give me a
Day.
perception check.
Who knows?
Perception.
That also implies that there's a St. Patrick's land
St.
as
Patrick's
well.
Yeah,
love it.
there is. And there was one that was a turkey.
This is the night before Christmas.
It's 15. 15 and plus.
For those who know,
So,
now you
The first thing that you notice about these doors is that based on the size of the barb, none of them should lead anywhere but outside.
Oh.
White
Just
oak,
like
red cherry, black walnut, every door.
Whatever. Structurally.
Architecturally?
Yeah, thank you.
None of them should lead anywhere but outside.
Yeah, this whole the structure approached me as I was walking towards it. Like, I understand that.
I hope we get up there and there's like nobody in there. It's like completely abandoned.
I understand that none of this is going to make any sense to me. I don't have any background or experience dealing with this, but I know that it's magic, and I know that it's that there are things going on that are beyond my understanding. So I'm okay with going through the door that she beckoned.
So you do. And the door opens into a wide rotunda with black stone floors and walls carved with elaborate runes. The interior is empty,
Wide rotunda.
save for a single pedestal at the room's center. Atop the pedestal, an ornate key balances at its tip.
Do I recognize any of the runes?
Behind you, the door vanishes as you step through. On the opposite side of the room, a door appears. No, I'm sorry, go on.
Do I recognize any of the ruins?
Oh, any of the runes? That is a really good question. Why don't you give me a investigation check?
Hey-o.
Hey-oh, what'd I roll?
Fair to Midland.
I'm sorry, an Arcana check. My bad.
Oh, well, 15. It's 15 no matter what. So.
Yeah.
Before
they-
I move, I want to analyze the ruins, make sure I'm not.
So here's the thing about these runes.
Sit on the
Okay.
spell traps.
They are, as you step away from them, it seems like they get harder, they get farther away. As you step close to them, it's every time you try to get close or farther away to like see them at a distance or see them up close, you can't quite find that focus that you're looking for.
Okay.
So it takes you the better part of an hour to actually find the focus that you're looking for these runes and actually examine them. And as you do actually come to the conclusion that what these runes depict is almost as if it's like someone took the runes for a knock spell, and they writ it large across the entire walls of this round chamber.
Gotcha. So there's a key on a pedestal, and is the door closed, or is it like a hatchway to go through?
You gonna go check it out?
Yes.
Okay. Making your striding towards the door, you boonk, hit an invisible wall.
Invisible wall.
And yeah, you're able to kind of feel and realize that an invisible wall encircles this chamber, but you do have about a 5-foot gap to basically go around the whole room. You can get to the door on the other side.
Can I get to the key, the pedestal?
No.
Okay. I can't reach the pedestal.
Yeah.
YOLO. I'm going to use Mage Hand.
Hey!
I'm going to use Mage Hand and try and pluck the key off the pedestal.
I like to think it's like he gets it, but it's like tunk, tunk, tunk.
Yeah, so Mage Hand
Don't help him.
like boonk, slaps up against the impenetrable sort of wall.
I can't like
Impenetrable wall.
summon it
On the
like,
other
where
side.
The key
On the
is.
other side
Yeah.
of the wall.
You could summon it about 30 feet in, but the key itself is about 100 feet into
Gotcha.
the center of
That's a huge room. He can't go like 60 feet.
the. No.
And then
Yeah.
Can't. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. So then, I completely feel around.
Man, if only you had like a.
I go up and down. Is there any? Don't.
So as you feel around, you do find an opening.
Throw my dice at you.
You do find an opening.
Okay. Is it a big opening? Big enough for me? Small?
5 foot.
so big.
It's a 5 foot.
Yeah.
I'm stab you with the pencil.
It's perfect size just for you.
Perfect size just for me. Yeah. All right, so I go through it,
Take a 5-foot step forward. Thunk.
and I feel around the room. It's a maze.
It's a maze.
Clearly, it's a maze.
Yeah.
Remember to keep your hand on the right side.
Can I use Mage Hand to feel out the pathway without me walking through anything?
You just keep it in front.
yeah,
In case
why-
it hits
Yeah. So
something.
I stand there, and then I use Mage Hand to like tap the walls, so I get
Yeah.
a mental image of the like the layout. I know there's only like a 30-foot radius,
Yeah.
but I should be able to, with my Mage Hand, tap out the walls and get an idea of
Sure.
how to progress.
So you do. And using Mage Hand, you're able to much more quickly than if you had not used Mage Hand sort of navigate. It takes you about 20 minutes still to clock your way through.
And my goal is to get to the key. So
Sure.
that is my goal.
Yeah. And eventually you do find your Mage Hand resting on the pedestal of the key, and you are able to successfully understand how to arrive at your Mage Hand as well.
It's got one of its fingers up and it's licking itself.
So I get to the pedestal, and I'm gonna.
It plays a guitar riff.
Air guitar.
I'm going to. I will use Mage Hand to take the key.
You do go to use Mage Hand to take the key, and ethereally it passes through it.
All right, so I will approach it and grab the key with my own hand.
As you do,
Either way, what am I gonna do? Sit in the room
you
and
touch it with
die?
Mage Hand. Ooh. You touch it with his head. Ooh.
I'm gonna touch you with Mage Hand.
Yeah.
There we go through. Wait a second. Is it like it?
Your middle name
That's
is
big,
McFeely.
B's hand. My bad. You grab the key. and the
My hand touches the key.
Your hand touches the key.
Unlike, so my magic doesn't work on obtaining the key, but I am able to actually take
yes,
the key.
your corporeal fingers grab the key.
Okay.
The walls flare to a like a purplish red light around you,
Walls flare.
and then from the top down they just kind of thump,
Okay.
and they drop, and you just instinctively know that they are no longer a barrier
Gotcha.
to you.
I don't sense the magic.
Yeah, you just don't sense the magic anymore. And the locked door beckons before you.
I will go through the door.
Yeah. And so you do. You pass.
Do I keep the key? Does the key disappear? Do I still have it?
As you place the key into the lock and turn the knob, it does sort of vanish along with the doorway itself, the walls surrounding you with the knock spell on them, and you find yourself once more in the atrium. And Rovina is standing there, her back to you, gazing up at the conjunction of the three moons.
Beautiful sight, isn't it, friend?
Well done, aspirant Roge.
Don't take it past the seal.
Well done.
Thank you. What's next?
That will be entirely up to you and the natures of your journey and where you allow the magic to take you. But I can help you along your way just a little bit. I have a few gifts for those who are capable of passing such a test as the one you have just endured. I hope it was not too harsh on you.
No, it was intellectual in nature, which was refreshing, considering I just spent 5 years pounding rocks. But a gift, you say. I don't know if that necessarily is wise. If this is a test, it should be a test of my own knowledge and strength of character. And I would assume that accepting a gift would go against that.
Relax, Roche. The gift is not part of the test. It is just that, a gift. There, before you, on this pedestal, lies two objects. One, I see that you already carry upon your person. It is a spell book, but nonetheless, take it as a gift and a token of our admiration. And by our, I mean the mages of high sorcery. We have noticed you, my friend. Additionally, you will see a scroll. I would like you to deliver it. Do not open it, Roche. Not under pain of death, not under pain of bribery, not under pain of reward or great magic. You must keep it sealed. You must deliver it to a mage.
Oh, son.
Which mage?
Wyhan.
For a song.
Wyhan. He resides in the city of Kalaman. Deliver this to him, just as I have suggested, and he will further your goal to becoming, well, what I assume is your goal,
What's the name?
to becoming a mage.
Wyan.
Wyan? W-Y-H-N.
Brand new person.
Brand new person. Yep.
Gotcha.
Resides in Kalama.
Where?
Kalama.
Kalama?
Kalama.
Right there.
Kalama.
Kalaman.
Kalama. So I missed an N. I forgot the N.
Oh, over there.
That's where we're going for the funeral?
No.
Vogler lies
Vogler.
outside of Kalaman,
Okay.
Vogler's a
to the
town.
west.
Kalman sounds like a city.
This missive that I'm delivering, are your intentions noble in nature? I'm not going to be doing something evil or hurting people by delivering this?
I
Shut your...
apologize.
Not there yet.
I'm not in your
We've literally just been walking this whole time.
I apologize to break your heart, Rose, but not all mages are noble. And I am not a noble mage. But are you asking me, will the delivery of this missive hurt people?
Or hurt magic or hurt the order? Is doing this an honorable act?
Is the pursuit of power ever honorable?
No, but the pursuit of knowledge can be.
Indeed. And as we have determined, your goals for knowledge and magic are the pursuit of good. So The intention of the delivery of this message lies entirely upon your heart, Aspirant Roche.
Goodness is best.
I would never harm the orders. I would never harm magic. I exist to serve these holotals.
I will deliver this missive.
As I knew you would. And with that, the exit to the barb appears before you, the gateway. You see Kryn's night sky beyond. And as you stand there, pondering what just happened to you, whether or not you're about to do evil or good,
That's how it's
the
going.
scroll in your pocket
And the new spellbook.
and the new spellbook,
Or old spellbook.
fluttering
It's your old spellbook.
across the archway and pausing briefly, almost hovering in a light, is a small yellow and blue kingfisher. It meets your glance and then flies away. The barb disappearing around you, your friends just outside. And
So as I was saying, my grandfather always used to say, integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
I got a new book.
And with that, no one will be watching until Wednesday, because we're going to take some time off, 1 week, until next Wednesday, and we're going to come back and we're going to pick it up right here where we left off.
See you next week, y'all.
See you next week, y'all.
Goodbye, everyone.